Welcome to Real Sticks Guy, where the stuff you never learned finally makes sense. Real tips, real talk, and a whole lot of laughs because learning should never be boring. Let's get started. You wake up to one of those mornings where everything feels just a little off. Not in a dramatic way. More like a low hum of anxiety you can't quite place. You grab your phone, still half asleep, and the screen lights up with a dozen notifications. Headlines, alerts, panic, markets are crashing. Interest rates are climbing, jobs are vanishing, and just like that, your stomach tightens. You swipe into your banking app, and what you see there makes your heart skip. Your investments? Way down. That savings cushion you thought was enough? Not even close anymore. Your chest tightens a little more. You can almost hear the voice in your head start to spiral. Is this it? Is this the crash? All around you, people are starting to freak out. Your friends are pulling their money out of the market. Your coworker is suddenly whispering about layoffs. Your neighbor just canceled their vacation, and your cousin is begging Facebook for financial advice. And yet, here you are, still sitting there, still breathing, still wondering, what am I supposed to do now? Here's the answer most people never hear. You do not panic. You do not freeze. And you definitely do not sell everything in a blind rush. Because recessions are not the end. They are a transfer. They move wealth from the people who react to the people who prepare. Right now, you're about to learn how to be on the right side of that transfer. This is not about fear. It's not about luck. And it's definitely not about being some Wall Street genius. It's about understanding how to move when the world starts to shake. Because while most people are trying to hold on, you're going to learn how to build. While others are running, you're going to walk forward, calmly and clearly. And by the time this storm passes, and it will pass, you're going to be stronger than when it started. So let's get something straight. Recessions are not new. They are not rare. And they are not random. They're a natural part of the economic cycle. They've happened before. They will happen again. And every time, the same thing plays out. Some people lose their minds. Some people lose their money. And a few people, they come out of it with more clarity, more confidence, and a lot more cash. You are here to become one of those people. So, how does a recession even start? It doesn't come out of nowhere. It doesn't just drop from the sky one day like a thunderstorm. It builds, slowly, quietly. Then suddenly everything snaps. It usually starts during the good times. The economy is booming. Jobs are easy to get. Interest rates are low. Credit is everywhere. People are spending money like the party will never end. Your friend buys a second home. Your coworker is bragging about flipping stocks. That random guy on social media is now a financial guru because he got lucky on one crypto pick. Everyone's winning. Everything's going up. And for a while, it feels like this time, maybe it really is different. But then the pressure builds. Companies start raising prices. Inflation sneaks in. The central bank notices and decides to cool things off. So they raise interest rate. And suddenly, borrowing money gets more expensive. Mortgages get pricier. Business loans dry up. People start tightening their wallets. And the momentum shifts. At first, it's just a slowdown. Then layoffs begin. Consumer spending drops. And confidence cracks. Investors get nervous. The stock market gets shaky. You start seeing headlines like, volatility returns, or investors brace for impact. And then it hits. All at once. A bad earnings report. A bank collapse, some geopolitical shock. The trigger doesn't even matter that much. It's the final straw and panic takes over. Everyone rushes to sell. Prices tumble. People freeze. And the media fans the flames. But here's the thing, if you're paying attention, none of this is a surprise. There are warning signs, always. You just have to look. The signs show up weeks, sometimes months before the crash. So what should you be watching? Here are a few big ones. Number 1, rising interest rates. When the Fed or central bank starts hiking rates aggressively, it's a signal that they're trying to slow the economy. And when borrowing gets harder, everything starts to slow. Number 2, inflation stays high, but wages don't keep up. Your paycheck doesn't stretch as far. Groceries cost more. Rent creeps up. That's a signal the system is stressed. Number 3, major layoffs begin. It starts with tech companies. Then you see it in retail. Then bigger brands quietly cut jobs without making a fuss. When layoffs spread, recessions often follow. Number 4, stock market gets choppy. One day the market's up 3%. The next, it's down 4%. That kind of instability means fear is building. Number 5, credit tightens. Suddenly, people can't get approved for loans like they used to. Small businesses start struggling. Banks get cautious. And number 6, consumer confidence drops. People spend less. They cancel trips. They wait to make big decisions. And when consumers stop spending, the economy slows down fast. Now here's the good news. When you know what to look for, you can start preparing long before the crash happens. You don't need to time the market perfectly. You just need to move earlier than the panic crowd. And that gives you an edge. It gives you space to breathe, plan, and act with purpose while others are scrambling to react. That's where your opportunity begins. All right, now let's talk about where people go wrong. Because a crash doesn't just wipe out wealth, it exposes bad habits. And unfortunately, most people learn that too late. Here's the truth. It's not the crash that ruins people. It's their reaction to it. It's how they panic, how they overcorrect, how they let fear run the show. Let's walk through the 3 most common traps and how you're going to avoid every single one of them. Mistake number 1, panic selling. You've seen it happen. You might have even felt it yourself. The market drops. You check your investments down 10%, then 20, then 30. Your chest tightens. You feel sick. You start doing the math. If I sell now, at least I'll keep what's left. So you do. You hit the button. You get out. And you feel some relief for about 5 minutes. Then the market rebounds. Not all the way, but just enough to sting. And over the next year, it keeps climbing. You missed it. You locked in the loss. You sold at the bottom. That's panic selling. And it's one of the fastest ways to lose money during a crash. But you're smarter than that. You know that markets move in cycles. You understand that selling out of fear almost always leads to regret. If your investment plan was solid before the crash, it doesn't stop being solid just because things get noisy. You hold. You breathe. You keep going. Mistake number 2, trying to time the bottom. It sounds so smart, right? I'll wait until the market hits rock bottom. Then I'll buy everything on sale. The problem is, you never know when the bottom is. You might think you're being patient, but by the time it feels safe to invest again, the market has already bounced back, and you missed the best entry point. Even professional investors, the ones with entire teams and data models, rarely time the bottom perfectly. So why gamble? A better approach? Stay consistent. Invest a set amount regularly, even during the dip. That way, you buy more when prices are low, and you keep your emotions out of the equation. It's called dollar cost averaging. It's not flashy, but it works, because it's not about catching the lowest low. It's about building wealth over time without the guesswork. Mistake number 3, falling for hype. This one's sneaky. When the economy shakes, the fake gurus show up fast. You'll hear things like, this one stock will survive the crash. Buy this asset before it explodes. Only insiders know about this recession-proof investment. It sounds exciting. It sounds like a shortcut, but it's usually just noise. You don't need magic stocks or secret picks. You need strong fundamentals. Assets with real value. Companies with profits and staying power. Broad index funds that give you exposure to the entire market. Maybe even real estate or gold if you understand how they work. But never chase something just because someone on social media said it's the next big thing. That's not strategy, that's gambling. Stick with what's proven. Stick with what you understand. And stick with the plan. Because during a recession, clarity is your most valuable asset. So now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about what to actually do. Because this isn't just about survival. It's about using this moment, this season of chaos as a launch pad. Your recession wealth plan is simple. Not easy, but simple. Let's break it down. Step 1. Build or rebuild your emergency fund. This comes first, because when the unexpected hits, and it will, you want to have a cushion. You're aiming for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, not luxury spending, not fun money, just the basics. Enough to cover rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation. This fund gives you peace of mind. It gives you time to make smart decisions instead of desperate ones. It's your buffer against the noise, and you'll be grateful for it the moment something goes wrong. Step 2. Get rid of high interest debt. Debt is heavy, especially the kind with double-digit interest rates. That credit card with a balance you've been carrying, it's eating your future every single month. Before you invest a single cent, knock that out. Start with the smallest balance or the highest interest, whichever motivates you more. The moment you pay off that final chunk, that's freedom. That's breathing room. That's one less thing to worry about in the middle of a downturn. Step 3. Automate your investments. You don't need to guess. You don't need to time the market. You just need to be consistent. Pick an amount that works for you, maybe 50 a month, maybe 100. Then set it to auto-invest. Make it boring. Make it predictable, especially during the dip. That's when your money buys more. That's when long-term wealth is built quietly, in the background, while the world is distracted by fear. Step 4. Diversify, but stay focused. You're not putting everything into one stock. You're not going all in on crypto or real estate. You're spreading the risk across different sectors, across different asset types. You've got some in index funds, maybe some in dividend stocks, maybe a small slice in something alternative if you understand the risk. The point is, you're not betting the farm. You're building a foundation. That's what wealth is made of. Layers, not lottery tickets. Step 5. Keep showing up when it's hard. This one's the real difference maker. Anyone can invest when things feel good, when the news is positive, when the market is green. But the ones who build real wealth, they're the ones who keep going when it's tough. When every instinct says, wait, when everyone around them is scared, that's when you double down on your plan. That's when your discipline kicks in. Because emotion doesn't build wealth. Consistency does. Now zoom out for a second. Look at the bigger picture. Every recession has a recovery. Every market crash has a rebound. Every panic fades. And when that happens, the people who stayed calm, stayed focused, and stayed in the game, they come out miles ahead. They don't just survive, they thrive. And now, that's you. You're not watching this video because you're afraid. You're watching it because you're ready to move different. You're ready to be the calm in the storm, the builder in the chaos, the one who didn't flinch. So here's your final move. Take action. Not all at once, not perfectly, just one step at a time. Build that fund, kill that debt, set that automation, stick to that plan. Because the next time the economy shakes, you'll be ready. You won't be guessing. You won't be scrambling. You'll be planting seeds while everyone else is running for shelter. Now tell me, what's your first move? Drop a comment. Let's trade ideas. Let's talk strategy. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Because in the next video, I'll walk you through the top assets to watch during a recession and how to know when it's time to strike. You're not just surviving the next crash, you're owning it. But in the meantime, here's another video that the algorithm recommends just for you. Let's go.